Welcome to the Author Helpers You Should Be Writing with your hosts, John P. Logston and Ben Zackheim.
Welcome to episode 13. Today we are going to be talking about Amazon keyword stuff and also the Penguin Randomhouse report. So, Ben, what have you been up to this week? Oh, real quick before you start, just wanted to point out that yes, last week was lost. We did do the video for it, and
I'm still convinced that you found something in that episode that you just couldn't stand and you deleted it.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So that's what actually happened,
Yeah.
but we're going to go with that didn't happen.
That didn't happen. Okay.
Right. So anyway,
it's the creative storyteller in me.
So anyway, sorry, but we are going to essentially repeat what we did, except for now we are using Skype. We're no longer using Hangouts. So we're using Skype, which is why you can see both of us at the same time on the video thingamahooey and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully, even if for whatever reason it does get deleted, we'll be able to upload it again.
And you also have a new headset.
I do, right. I talked about this last week, real quick.
You did?
Well, yeah, but it's,
Oh, that's true. There is no last week.
Yeah, thank you. So this is the Logitech H800. We're not doing product reviews really, but let me just say this thing is pretty cool. Hopefully I sound a lot clearer. And then Ben doesn't, because if he starts echoing, all I can say is Ben. That's what's causing the echo here, not me.
I like the lip smacking. The lip smacking, it's top quality.
Can you hear it really?
I get the full range, all the way.
And then you won't hear it.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
You can't see.
It's Google Glass.
Now it's a laser.
It's Google Glass.
So if you see me doing this, that means I'm shooting Ben.
All right, let's get going, man.
Anyway,
do you have the timer out?
No. So
put the thing back down.
Let's go ahead and see. Now you talk.
Yeah, no.
All right. So Ben, what did you do this week? Come
on. This week, well, I did a product launch without really meaning to. I sent out accidentally a newsletter earlier today that had a free ebook that I promised to all of everybody got it. Yeah.
Timer.
Oh, okay. Good. Time.
You don't get 10 minutes. Go ahead and talk.
All right. So that was not expected, but everybody on my email list got a free book for a middle grade book called The Last Boy.
All 16 people?
Yeah, exactly. Happy to give it to them. Yeah, add a couple, okay? Please. I'm in almost to 3 digits. But it's it was unexpected because I sent it out mistakenly, but I'm kind of glad. It felt like the fates were kind of sweeping in and kicking me in the butt and saying, get this thing out there, because I'd been kind of not doing it. And so within an hour of messing up, I had everything ready and I sent out a correction, and hopefully that all worked out. I guess we'll see. The discouraging thing was that I had a really good open rate on it. I was 58% or something like that. And I was like, oh, they're all opening it and there's nothing there. The problem was there was no ebook in there. So I had to resend it.
Actually, that's an amazing open rate.
Yeah, no, I was really happy. I mean, it's not usually that high, which was why is the mistake one getting that high anyway? So the other thing is the Author Helper. I've been doing quite a bit of work on that. And the newsletter short stories are basically done. So I'll probably have to pass those by trusted sources such as yourself. In your spare time, you can read them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happy to do it.
Great.
Happy to do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, for me,
you? What about you?
For me, it was real fun. Basically, I found out that my hosting service, their email system, has been pretty much on the crap for the last 3 months, but it's been on and off. And then over the last 2 weeks,
not as bad as mine, though. Mine's always bad.
Well, it's gotten worse and worse. And then, my wife, as you know, is an editor, and she wasn't getting emails. She wasn't getting any forum contacts, any of that stuff. And I'm just like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
So I had enough, decided to change hosts. And now I'm with Known Host. It is definitely more expensive, but the customer service is phenomenal.
Mhm.
And man, is it fast. I mean,
Mhm.
holy moly. The service is a lot faster. And of course, the author helper's up on there now, so it's a lot faster too.
So
And
the authorhelper.com and johnplogston.com are on,
and crimsonmyth.com
and
and
Crimson Myth. Okay.
laurelylogston.com and
Good, good, good.
etc. And anyway, and I hooked up the email, and so now I'm able to get those racy picks again. I mean, those contacts again from people.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so there was that, and then other than that, another of my audiobooks has just been approved today to be
Oh,
released. So
cool.
it
That's
will.
good news.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just
Congrats.
approved it. It still takes like another 12
Oh,
days or whatever for Audible to get it live, but that will
I
make
gotcha.
number five, sorry.
Damn, that's great.
The sixth
That's
one is
great.
in the can. It's being processed now, and I'm going to start recording my next one, and then they're recording yet another one. And I finished my script for the next
Yeah.
Queen Arthur book, and I recorded. I did the script read last night with Chris, and we recorded it the first time in this kind of a format. This is Skype now, by the way. I think I said that, but anyway.
Mhm.
And yeah, so just
Yeah, I
a
got
ton of
to,
stuff,
that
a
was
ton of stuff.
awesome. You sent me a test of the Skype recording, and I got to see the two of you working and how you do the
Scripting.
performance.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really, really awesome. I mean, hilarious stuff.
Thanks, man. I
Yeah.
actually shared it with the launch team too. They were having fun
Oh,
with
really?
it. So yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah. So it was a good time. But anyway, so that's that for that. Anyhow,
That's that for that.
so I think last time we started with my stuff first and then went
Yeah.
to Penguin. So let's stick with that method because I
Yeah.
think Penguin took a little bit longer. So I'm
Hmm.
starting the timer now on 10 minutes.
Go.
Is that what we said or 15? We said 10 because it's just two of us, right?
Yeah, try 10. Try 10.
All
We'll
right,
see how
we'll
it
we'll do
goes.
10. So hitting
Yeah.
10 now. All right, so actually got contacted today by a buddy of mine, author buddy of mine, Eric Knowles, who said, hey, I don't know if you know about this, but you can actually contact Amazon and ask them to put you in specific categories. And I was like, huh? So
What?
anyway, I was like, well, you can do that through keywords and so on. He was just like, yeah, but no, I mean, you can literally tell them just where I really want to be, and they'll
Hmm.
put you there. So it's not the guesswork.
Hmm.
So I said, well, okay, that's pretty cool. What do you do? And he said, just email him. I was like, I'm gonna call him. So I gave him a call,
Hmm.
and I basically asked them. They actually put me in touch with the KDP publishing guy, and so I was talking with him, and I just said, look, I know I used to be in this particular category, but I'm not there anymore, and I know I've changed keywords, I've done this and trying all this kind of stuff, but I'm hearing that I can actually just request that you put me in particular categories. And he went through some things with me, so I want to go through those things too. So we're going to try something here for you guys, and that is I'm going to share one of my screens to show you this. So hopefully you'll still
Oh,
see us and the
this will
screen.
be
So
good.
yeah, so
Yeah.
this is kind of a test to see will this work or will this not work. So I'm sharing a window and start. Can you see it?
Hey. Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Hmm.
So right down here basically is your categories that I'm talking about. So as you can see, I'm in literary fiction, humor, satire, and humorous, and then science fiction, fantasy, fantasy, and humorous, which I never knew even existed.
Hmm.
So this is actually very cool for obviously what I write. And then so
Is
on.
that what he put you in?
Pardon? No, no, no. This is
Oh, okay.
what I have been in
Okay.
now. But originally, I was in. See how this one is Kindle Store, Kindle eBooks, literature and fiction, and humor and satire. Well, they have one that is just Kindle books, and then it skips this one, and it goes humor and entertainment, and then humor, and then comedy.
Mm.
And getting in that one for my particular genre is where I need to be.
Mm.
So I went into here, into this section,
Yeah.
and I see
We're
that
all
I'm in
familiar with
fantasy,
this.
paranormal, and then
Yeah.
I'm in humorous, right?
Yeah.
And if you open up the categories and you start looking through the categories, you're not going to find,
Yeah. There's
for
always
example,
yeah.
you're not going to find humorous under fantasy.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
But you could see that I was there. meaning that there are categories out there that are not listed in here,
Oh
right?
yeah, definitely.
Definitely people know that. Now, one of the ways that I got into that particular category was right here. This is what the guy told me. Just so you know, while I was talking to him, he was just like, okay, look at your screen. This is what we're going to go through. And so he kind of actually took some time and explained some of this stuff to me. He says, I can see that you have comedy and humor. He says, and that's probably why you got into that, because you're already set to fantasy and you're in humorous. He says, so these things could cause it, but it could also be because you have comedy and humor in here. Right?
Yep.
And so on. So basically, I was like, well, how can I just get to the ones I want? And he says, oh, that's simple. Just like what Eric was saying. He says, all you have to do is email us with the ASIN number and the categories that you want to be in. And I was like, so as many as I want? He just says, well, I would probably say, maybe your top 3. And he says, and they may not put you in all of them, so just be aware of that. But put them in the order of your most, ones that are most interesting to you. So what I did was I basically emailed them and gave them a full list of my books and said, this is what I want. Can you guys, please hook it up to the following ASIN numbers? Can you put me in these particular genres? And I said, how long is it? What is it, like a week, 2 weeks, whatever? And he said, it should be done in the next 24 hours. He says, worst case scenario is 3 to 4 days. He says, but it should be done in the next 24 hours. I was like, rock and roll.
Wow.
So we're going to see what happens there. I think that
I think you're going to be, yeah. I have a guess, but I'm not going to jinx anything.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and how do I unshare my screen? Now I don't know how to do that.
Who knows,
how
man?
do you unshare? I knew how to unshare before.
Well, what did you push to share?
I don't know. I'm just going to kill it.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
That did
Okay,
it.
so you just delete it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so any
That's
questions?
cool.
Any questions on that?
Yeah. Who was this guy? Did he have like a title or was it just a guy? KDP dude?
Oh, the KDP dude. Yeah, it was just a dude. Basically, I called in and spoke with Amazon support, and I told them what I wanted to do, and they said, "Oh, let me transfer you over to KDP."
I see. I see.
And so whoever picked up. Yeah.
Okay, I got the impression it was like the product manager or something.
No. We'll go with James.
James. Okay.
That's
whatever.
Sure.
And now I mean, it sounds like he was extremely helpful. Like there was no. Do you think
I've never had a situation where they haven't been helpful with me.
Yeah, no, Amazon's really good. Amazon, but when you're starting to deal with that kind of thing, where it's marketing and placement, it's not like I got an emergency, I have a sale in 24 hours, you got to get me, to 99 cents, please. Oh yeah, sure, That's one thing, but saying, I think I belong in this category, I mean, there's something about that makes it like, was that going to work? Really?
Well, see, that's what I figured. I had nothing to lose. And when I talked to him, I just said, hey, look, I did the apologetic writing in voice.
Yeah.
So I was very apologetic about it.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's the best way.
That.
It's just like, look, I don't know if this is possible, but I was hoping you could help me out. And, it's cool if you can't do it, that kind of a thing, And then it was like, well, what are you looking for? And, so you asked for help, essentially.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense. But the bigger question was that this is part of his job is to take care of this kind of thing. And to me, that implies that's kind of the backbone of and now this is commentary, but that's kind of the backbone of Amazon. Like their support is always exemplary. I've never, ever, ever, and I'm sure there are people who have exceptions, had a bad support experience as a customer buying stuff, as an author. Now do they, steal money from me and not give me affiliate money? Yes, absolutely. I'm sending thousands of people to them and I'm getting $0 in affiliate money. So there's something not right there.
Yeah.
But as far as their support of authors, it does seem like they have people on hand to like help us through these things.
Yep.
And I think that's really, you and I, we talk a lot about helping authors, but I think one of the biggest things we can do to help authors is to tell them to pick up the phone and call Amazon.
Yep.
Have them. And Kobo, I gather, is also very good at support. Yep. I've never actually talked to them, but
I have. They are very good.
Talk to Amazon. They will walk you through it. They will be there for you. Don't be afraid to get on the phone.
And obviously just, Be on your best behavior, even if you're upset. Just call them
Yeah,
up and say, hey, I'm having a problem. I hope you can help me out. And just, and they will. I mean, I agree with you completely. I've never
yeah,
had a bad situation. Always been very helpful with this. And anyway, I thought this was very cool. And hey, if it can help me land into some categories and have all of my books in that category,
hmm
which is huge for me.
that would be massive. Yeah,
Yeah, because now all of a sudden everything is in there.
yeah,
So bingo,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But
No.
anyways, so basically what he said, I've got 2 minutes. Basically what he said was, we all know that Amazon is a search engine. We know that, right? He said that the major points are the description of your book is going to be pulled up in kind of the SEO terms of Amazon, right? The category that you select is just on the screen itself.
hmm
The keywords that you choose can also help you go to those categories. And if you can't find a way to get into a particular category that you really feel your book should be in, then go to your KDP page, click contact, and basically say, here's the ASIN number or numbers for my books, and I really think I should be in these particular categories. And put
Mm.
them in the order of importance for you. And supposedly, which I have not seen the results yet, I'm hopeful though, based on what he said, supposedly you'll be put in those categories in the next couple of days.
But quickly, do you think that should be step number one instead of trying to do all the set up your
He
keywords and
actually said,
categories correctly?
no. He actually said to me, put in the request anyway, even if you're going to change your keywords to try it. He said, just put in the
Okay.
request.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what he
Okay.
said.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So a
That's
lot
cool.
of people, I mean, look, why waste time?
Yeah,
If
that's
you
my
want to get
thing.
into
It's like,
there, just
yeah,
email them.
I
That's
don't
their
want to be
jobs.
worrying about it and
Yeah.
spending time is money kind of stuff. Just do it, get it over with.
And I
Yeah.
think that's one of the hardest things about being a professional author, trying to become a professional author, is the fact that we all go, well, I'll just try this and see if it works. I don't want to bother anybody. Look,
Yeah.
this is your business.
Yeah, yeah.
You do want
Yeah.
to bother people. So
Yes, you
go
want to.
there and say, you're the one who's distributing my book. I need help.
Yeah.
Be a professional about it. You want to make this real? Be a professional about it.
Yeah.
Go get it done. And we're at 20 seconds. I'm going to close that off. Hey, I did well.
I
All
have a
right.
lot more to talk about on that though.
Yeah, but it's too bad. You said 10 minutes. Sorry.
All
All
right.
right. So we're going to
Maybe,
move on to the next topic, which is Penguin Random House report
yeah.
from Ben.
So this is interesting. I'm not going to share the screen. I'll just read from it because it'll make me sound smarter. But one of the things that I do is I keep an eye on what the publishing houses are doing, and I have some contacts in the industry who send on newsletters that are only available to Penguin people and Random House people, etc. So one of the things that I got was a survey of 40,000 readers. So that's pretty impressive pool of people. So Penguin Random House asked 40,000 people questions about just how they find out about books. The discoverability is the kind of the catchphrase for it, the marketing phrase. And discoverability is, generally speaking, is just the process of discovering a product online. How do people stumble on or seek out and actually find the products online? And so for us, for our purposes, we want to know what are the best ways to reach people with cutting through all the crap. And I think it's got some really super obvious, like no duh data, but it also has some pretty interesting little details. So let's jump in. So the first thing they ask is, what's most influential when deciding which book to read next? And 81% of respondents said recommendations from friends or family. So not unsurprising, but it's pretty high number. The 80% is large.
Wait,
I mean,
wait, wait. Not unsurprising?
not unsurprising.
You mean not surprising?
Yeah, I think I meant that. I
That
don't.
was apple juice, right?
It's a good. Yeah, it was apple. I mean, I'm drinking apple juice here.
Uh-huh.
It's not surprising. So, but at the same time, 80%, that number being that high, that is a little bit surprising. Like I think we all know that, yeah, recommendations from friends and family makes sense, but 80% is huge. And you'll see that that comes into context a little bit as we dig down into the data. So, how do readers discover books is the next question. And this might be a little bit interesting to people. Of all media and social media sources, most of the polled readers turn to Goodreads to find new books. 69%. Now, this doesn't all equal up to 100 because they allowed for multiple answers,
Right.
but by far, nothing's even close to Goodreads. Goodreads
Really?
is at, yeah, Goodreads
Which
is
is
at,
surprising because you would think it would be Amazon.
yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that, for some of the, I think there's also a sense out there that maybe some of the old school stuff still has some influence, but oh my God, it's like not even close. Print ads is 23%, whereas Goodreads is 69%. You have Facebook at 46%. Just let me run through the numbers quickly.
Okay.
Facebook at 46%. Author interviews and appearances is actually a nice, healthy number of 38%. Twitter is the lowest of the main social media at 15%, and then all other social media is at 14%. So the takeaway from this data is that Goodreads is surprisingly effective at getting at discoverability. What's up?
Okay, so so thinking about that, I wonder how many people who are taking this quiz or taking this survey rather are Goodreads users because I mean if they all are, if a significant chunk of them are fine, but I mean I know tons of people who don't even know what Goodreads is and they read books. So it seems to me that value could be skewed somehow.
Yeah, remember this is Penguin Random House data.
Yeah.
And I think that, those people are the people who are online. The thing that surprises me is the lack of influence in print ads. Yeah, I thought that kind of person who was an avid reader and but also kind of on Goodreads, I thought they would be more influenced by print ads, but
Huh.
but I mean, look, they're on Facebook too. Facebook's at 46%. So that's a nice big number.
No, that one makes sense to me actually
Yeah.
because I can see that. I mean,
But they're all
especially
on
because,
Facebook. Yeah.
I post something on my timeline that says, "Oh, I really love this book," and I've got,
Yeah.
14 million friends and they've got 14 million friends and so on. That
Yeah.
to me I'm surprised that's not number one, frankly.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the big surprise here. I thought Facebook would be number one. And I thought print ads would be higher than that. But seeing Goodreads at the top with like no competition, nothing getting even close to it, just means that readers are there. What are they interacting on Goodreads? Are they part of communities and forums? And are they following authors and going to profile pages and entering contests? I don't know. But they're certainly going there to check on books that they've heard about. And they're probably trusting Goodreads feedback, and they're probably acting upon good. It looks like they're acting upon Goodreads feedback by quite a bit.
Yeah.
69% use it. So that's an interesting data point. So we can probably skip through a few of these. Book discovery trends by age. As readers age, blogs and social media become less relevant. I think that makes sense to us.
And they read the same book over and over again. Ooh, sorry.
Well, reviews and print advertisements become more relevant. So that implies that maybe the Goodreads crowd is young to middle-aged. I'm not sure if there's any correlation there, but as the older people get, the more they rely on newspaper print ads and newspaper and magazine reviews. Book discovery trends by gender. Women are this is interesting. Women are more likely to trust recommendations from friends and family and Goodreads. So the question is, how much do you trust recommendation from friends and family? Female is 79%, males are 66%. Man, males, we have so much work to do. How much do you trust recommendations from Goodreads? Females is 70% and males is 57%. While men are more likely to look to newspaper reviews, magazine reviews, and print advertising. So it's not necessarily even just an age thing. They're finding, though not by a lot, men are more likely to pay attention to newspaper or magazine reviews at 54% and women at 49%. And then print advertising, men are at 26% and women are at 23%. So that data is not necessarily that helpful, but it does show that men are more prone to go open a GQ and go, oh, yeah, that looks cool. What are you laughing at? What do you have going
I
on?
was just thinking that
Brain?
I was expecting the whole GQ thing with because you said it last week too. We just didn't have it recorded.
Yeah.
Anyway, all
Well,
right.
no, I never read GQ.
Uh-huh.
What most influences a person to pick up a book when not familiar with the author, series, or characters? This could be interesting to some of you. 88% like the subject, 87% good book review, 6% friend's recommendation, 76% read an excerpt, and 76% online review.
Mm.
So I'm not sure what the difference between a good book review and an online review. I don't know.
I'm assuming it's the back to the Goodreads thing.
Yeah, but Goodreads, magazine
Yep.
reviews, etc. But yeah, way high on the list are all of those really. Like the subject, good book review. So if you're not a known entity, your series is not a known entity. It is a matter of finding the right genre is what it comes down to, and finding the right readers to read your stuff to recommend it. So there's not a lot of I don't see a lot of useful information there. Unless you do, I'm going to move on.
Go on.
All right. What least
You've only got a minute and 20 left, so.
Jesus. What least influences a person to pick up a book when not familiar with the author? Salesperson's recommendation, publisher's reputation. Only a publisher would ask that. Like, who cares if it's Penguin or whatever? Saw an advertisement. That's amazing. Media personality recommendation. That's something that we've had an argument about. That people find that having a media or personality recommend it depends if it's the right niche type of personality, somebody who's in your particular market or has that kind of person in their market, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then need for school or work is at 25%. I'm not sure what that's all about. Actually, that's the end of the report.
I mean, like, if you think about it, it makes sense because if you had like, a Commander Data recommending a romance novel, it might not do as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a media, it's a personality, so, I don't know.
But the problem is he's totally hot, right? I mean, women love
Well, back to GQ. Anyway,
yeah.
so
How'd I do? I'm done. I mean, I'm not done
15,
unless you have any questions?
Well, I do. I don't have time. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, it's fine. No, you finished up with 25 seconds remaining. So, yeah, actually, I do have questions, but we don't have time. No, I'm just kidding. No. Yes. So first off, I guess not more really questions, more discussion is Goodreads. Obviously, I spend a lot of my time on Facebook and on Amazon, not on Goodreads. But after last week when we talked about this, I went to check things out on Goodreads and was surprised to find a lot of, churn going on in my books.
Really?
Not all good churn.
Yeah, that's Goodreads for you.
Well, that's the way it goes, But still, yeah. I mean, it was interesting to see. Now, I mean, I don't visit Goodreads as much as I probably should, and I have some friends on there who, back in the day, we kind of worked with each other a little bit on comedy stuff. We didn't write together, but just threw ideas around powwow and stuff like that.
Yep.
And one of the guys happens to be running the humor board over there. So.
Oh.
Yeah, but he wasn't originally, so he's obviously gotten himself in and started working. So
you know what to do.
Yeah. But anyway, it is interesting about Goodreads, and it is also a little bit very surprising, actually. I wouldn't have expected that, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
no, I mean, I knew that they were a big influencer. I know that avid readers, the kind that buy ebooks, go there, and soft, real books, meat space books.
mm-hmm.
But I think for authors, it's a tough place to go. It's like, I don't know. It's like a movie actor going to see the movie with the audience, I mean, it's really, think about that. It's kind of like, do I belong here? I don't really feel like I'm one of you. You're watching my stuff. And I mean, that's really how I feel. It's very uncomfortable. I think that there are author communities on Goodreads that you can plug into, and I've tried. And I've actually not only have I tried, I've actually found some really good people. So let me totally backtrack and say I've found some really good allies. I've gotten into box sets, into anthologies. I have like dependable reviewers, people who review my books all the time, and I review their books. So I've definitely found very invested authors on Goodreads. I think what tends to turn me off about it as an author is that there is no going up. You get a baseline of reviews, like what 3.82 or 4.56 stars, and there is no going up. Like once you get into their ecosystem, I have never seen an author go up in the overall rating. The more people are added to it, the more you get kind of not just bad reviews, but you also get those clicks because a lot of people review in chunks, like in groups. They get together and they're like, "Well, let's try this out." They're like reading groups. And if one person doesn't like it, the popular person, sometimes
That
that
could
brings
skew it. Yeah.
everybody along with them, and then
Peer
boom.
pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. And that tends to happen more often in the law of averages than the right person liking it and everybody following it. That's just my experience. I might be totally wrong.
Sure.
My average rating overall is 4.32.
It's better than mine.
I'll take it,
Yeah, it's better than mine. Mine's
Yeah. It's better.
3.91.
Well, it's better than, Stephen King. That's my point. Is like those numbers are really made for masses to come in. I mean, it's well, actually, it's not made for the masses like Amazon. Amazon, if you take a look at Stephen King's average rating overall, I'm sure it would be higher than what it is on Goodreads by far. So,
I think
it's
it's also difficult depending on the genre that you come in with.
yeah,
For
yeah, that's
example,
the
with
point.
comedy, I think the type of comedy that I do from the fantasy side, I think is fine. But I think from the sci-fi side, the stuff that's a lot more juvenile and lent to be that way,
Mm-hmm.
I think that it doesn't. There's a minority of people who are into that type of comedy. So
Mm-hmm.
anyone else who sees that type of comedy, who might be part of the majority, who looks originally at my fantasy stuff and sees that it's more Pratchett-y and stuff like that, when they go over to the sci-fi, then they're going to be expecting the same thing and they're going to be
Mm-hmm.
like what, and then trash it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I think that you know it's tougher for somebody like myself, but anyway, again, I'm actually fine with it. I've I don't utilize it a lot, probably don't utilize it enough, and I'm thinking about starting into doing that, but it's one of those things where you got to pick your battles. There's so many options out there, but it
Yeah.
sounds like from this report that you're talking about, that's a valid
It's a good
battlefield to step onto.
Yeah, and it's a good place if you're looking for low hanging fruit or looking for the easiest entry and
Yeah.
probably the most bang for the buck on Goodreads.
Yep.
It would be the contests. Running a contest, if you have a soft cover version of your book, run a contest.
See, now I
It's worth
I've
it.
I've done that, and I've
I
run
know.
three of them. I've run
I
three of
know.
them, and one of them I got over 1,000 entries,
Yeah.
and I gave away 10 books, and I think I got 3 reviews
Mm-hmm.
on Amazon. And
Mm-hmm.
then one I gave away and I got reviews, and one of them was a bad review because the person said, "Well, this isn't the kind of book I would read." Well,
Mm-hmm.
why did you enter the contest then?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
so it's like not only
That's
not only should you not have entered the contest, but you did, and
yeah.
then you realized that it wasn't something you wanted, that you got for free, and you gave a bad review because you have
You.
an
Yeah.
inability to select which contests actually fit your mold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somehow that's my fault. It's kind of like Amazon
Yeah.
reviews on a product because
Yep.
Amazon didn't deliver something on time. The
Yeah.
product
No,
gets a bad review, and it's like, come on.
it's the exact same premise.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't want to go down that, and I could probably bitch
Oh,
and
I
moan all
do.
day on
I
that.
want to go. I want to
So,
go down that path.
but it does bring up a good point, though.
Yeah.
One of the things that I have done over the last couple of weeks, which I think I've talked about this a little bit before, I've stopped looking at reviews.
Oh yeah, I'm done.
I've completely stopped.
Yeah.
I don't,
Not done. I check like once a month.
I don't, I don't, I don't
Yeah.
read them. I might
I
look
don't
and see
read
how
them.
many stars do I
I look at
have.
the stars. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Like
and
once
I
a
will not read the reviews anymore.
yeah.
I just will
Yeah.
not do it. Just because you know what? I can't change the way somebody has written
Yeah.
it. So why go through the? It's nice to read
Yeah.
the good ones, sure,
Yeah.
but all it takes is your eye to see a one or a two in there, and then you
Yeah.
go, oh, whoa, what
Oh,
this idiot say? And then you read it, and then the rest of your day, it really
yeah.
sucks. I'm not gonna write anymore. I'm done. I've had it. I'm not doing this stupid thing anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That
anyway,
doesn't bug me as much, but does
yeah.
bug you. That's
So
let me each his own.
no, it does bug me a lot. So
Yeah.
I just don't bother anymore. I'm not looking
Yeah.
at them, and I'm not bugged.
Yeah.
So check it out. So we pretty much wrapped up on those two things. I just want
Yeah.
to close saying that I know we keep talking about this, magical little secret thing that we're doing with the author helper, and still not ready to tell you yet. Sorry, But here's one thing that we can say is that it's really close, and probably we're looking at
don't give it time. Don't
no,
give
no,
it.
no.
You know better.
Well,
You've been in this business
I
long
know,
enough.
I know.
We're close. We're
But
really
I would
close.
say to put
Oh,
a little pressure on
ay,
us
ay.
that we are going to release this thing at some point in the future. And
That works.
no,
That works.
it will be very cool, and I think that people like it. Now, here's one thing I will tell you: if you don't have WordPress, it's not going to help you. So
Yeah,
you do
you
need to
need.
have WordPress, and no, not WordPress.com. You need
Yeah,
to have
that's a
your
good
own
point.
installation of WordPress.
Yeah,
So
that's a good
that is
point.
something. It is a WordPress plugin that we're working on. So anyway, hopefully we'll have more news on that coming up soon. We are working very hard on it, and I think it's going to be great for authors. I've been using it personally. I know Ben's been using it. I'm loving it. It's been
Hmm.
great. I mean, honestly, I use it all the freaking time. So I'm
I need
hoping
to
that,
launch a book, and once I launch a book, I'll get it.
yeah,
I'll be as yeah,
as gung ho. Yeah, no,
yeah,
it's really cool, and yeah, I'm using it. So anyway, eat your own dog food, they say. So that's what I'm doing.
yeah,
All right, so let's call this. It's 35 minutes. It's pretty good. It's,
yeah.
not bad. And we will see you guys next week.
Thank you for joining us on this episode. And remember, you should be writing.